We no frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we better than everybody. So me we run where anybody. No boy no better than we. No boy no better than we. Step on me can and say, them no for dance and fancy. On a bag of long talking. Do something, do something, do something.
Alright, we're back.
Did you miss us?
I think they did. No, they didn't. They were alright. It was only been like
probably even knows we were done.
They didn't, because we've been up and about and doing stuff and staying in their faces. So yeah,
and everybody that follows us.
Yeah. That's so they didn't miss us. Like,
you didn't miss us at all. We've seen us.
You again?
Yeah. Oh, they're doing this again.
No, again, seriously. But yeah.
Oh gosh, welcome to season 2.
We're veterans, bro.
We're veterans. If you need a mentor, hit us up.
Right.
You know, whenever you're so great, you sometimes need to let that go. You need to feed
seriously.
You need to feed the youth.
You need to teach. You know. So
that's what we're here for.
So we're taking interns. We're taking anybody.
Unpaid.
Yeah, definitely unpaid, because we're not getting paid either. You know. But it is something that we want.
We want interns.
No, money.
Oh yeah, I could do without the interns if I could just get paid. Never mind. So this is weird because we haven't done this in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So please bear with us.
Episode 1, season 2, titled "New Year, Same Us." We ain't changed at all.
That's so obnoxious.
Why?
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, I mean it's still us, and that's not a bad thing. I don't feel like every New Year you have to rebrand yourself.
I think when you're growing up, you have to. But I think we're at a stage in our lives where we have a good idea of what we want, and we've been, taking steps to kind of reach some of those goals that we've set. So it's like it would be pointless for us to kind of like make a New Year's resolution where it's like, oh, I'm gonna change. No new friends. No this. No that.
Can I tell you how tired I was of just social media the first 3 days?
Before the first 3 days of New Year, before when everybody's like, I'm about to cut everybody off, I'm about to do this.
Just do it.
You should have did it.
Stop telling. If you didn't say happy, if you didn't do,
just do it.
Take a note from Nike.
Right, and you don't have to tell the whole world.
No.
I mean, it could just be between you and that person, whoever you have so much beef with that you want to tell everybody that's going to cut them off. Like, it's not that deep.
Yeah, it's really not. And I feel like, and this is also another thing, of course, you have to say things that you want to do just so that your people around you can hold you accountable. You can hold yourself accountable. Right. It's important to verbalize things, to write them down. But there's just some things you could do without verbalizing. Yeah.
And some things are understood.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just, to me, it's like whenever you say, I'm doing this, and then 4 months later when I see you out and about doing the same thing, I'm like, how's your New Year's resolution going?
Right.
Like, social media puts you in a really odd space where now you're beholden to everything you've ever said or ever done.
Right.
And just be weary or just careful about how you just be posting everything, because nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, I mean, nobody cares. But in the spirit of nobody caring, we're going to tell you our goals for 2018.
Yeah. But it's not like a New Year's resolution, though, so.
That's facts.
Yeah, oh wait, are we supposed to toast to New Year, same us? Is that what we're toasting to? Or
let's toast us becoming millionaires this year, thanks to cryptocurrency.
That is
I should have played the Jeopardy music.
It was not that long. It was less than 5 seconds.
Wasn't it that long? Well, they can answer. It was that long.
So we're using champagne again because it's the celebration, season 2.
More life.
We've been having people requesting to be on the show. It's great.
I don't know if it's because y'all really fuck with us or it's because y'all just
want to
be yourselves.
Yeah, so I mean, either way, we'll take it.
And we'll tell ourselves it's because y'all are really here with us.
I think they are, though. I honestly think they are.
Do you know who we haven't even talked to about being on the show? Who is like our number one supporter?
Who?
Jerome.
Yo, Jerome.
If you're watching this,
yeah, you're gonna be
on.
No, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely. All right, so being millionaires.
Yes,
because it's possible.
Very. That's just a side note, guys. If you have not got into cryptocurrency,
I suggest that you do.
And don't listen to the Bodega Boys when they say it's a Babylon thing.
No, but they do say that they're probably gonna be looking stupid like a couple years from now when everybody's rich.
What's his name? The one with the list. Jesus. He came back. He was like, "Yo, I changed my mind
about Bitcoin.
Like, Bitcoin's on a Babylon thing. Get in there as soon as possible." No, seriously. We started 3 months ago.
Yeah, but we were just doing
small things. Let's just say, this $1 million mark. Don't count my pockets, by the way.
I mean, you kind of put it out there for them to count. So you talking about this $1 million mark?
Let's just say get into cryptocurrency. I'm not gonna be out here putting my numbers out,
but she will show up in a full fur outfit with matching fur.
No matter, I'm gonna be still in my same old, just regular.
In your same old,
regular.
You have a fur jacket in your closet right now. Actually, you have a fur and then what is that?
Suede. What I'm saying is this: I'm gonna show up in my regular with a step up Zara outfits.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a step out.
All right.
Of my Range Rover.
Okay. All right.
But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Goals for 2018. What are some of your goals or aspirations or hopes?
Ooh. Well, to become rich is number one. 2018. I want to travel more, but I want to travel out of the country. Mm-hmm. So that is one of my goals. And also, that's the main thing, traveling outside the country.
Yeah.
That is so that's my biggest project right now. So
okay.
What is yours?
So my biggest thing was rebranding or developing the Joan brand outside of just always being a part of this, and this, bringing it all together and having a real view of who Joan is. So speaking on panels or writing more blog posts or sharing my opinion.
Wait, before you continue, let us just segue and say, Joan got her first, what is it, blog post?
I guess so.
Article published in Blavity. Do they know what Blavity is?
I hope so. But it was huge. It was exciting.
Yeah. Because she came into my room, she was like, that was one of her goals, and it was
the next day.
It was the same day.
Oh.
It was the same day.
Yeah.
When they responded back to you, they're like, "Oh, we were gonna post your thing." It was and then I checked the site and it was up there already. It was we're gonna post it in 2 hours, and I was like, "It's up here! And on the homepage!" Yeah, it was nuts.
And in their email.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
That's what's up.
It happened in 2017, so I'm just gonna not count it for 2018.
What do you mean?
And I'm gonna let that be the ramp up. Because
what do you mean it happened in 2017? You submitted it in 2017?
It happened the week before New Year's, the week of New Year's. It didn't happen in 2018.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what? Actually, that's okay.
Okay, you ended the year with a bang.
I ended the year with a bang.
Okay, cool.
I didn't want it to. You know how people wait on December 25th? They're like, I'm gonna change my eating habits. I'm gonna do this in the new year. I'm like, well, there is tomorrow,
all right?
December 26th, that you can do all that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, boom.
We have a friend that's very notorious for wanting to get off of social media and puts dates on it at the end of this month, I'm not done acting up. At the end of this month, I'm gonna get off of social media. And guess who was on social media this morning posting, shaking my head. So this is for you. You need to get it together and follow through. That's it.
Yeah. Well, back to 2018. My goals. So rebranding myself. Mm-hmm. Finished my house in Ghana. Mm-hmm. Does anybody from work follow me on here?
Let's just
say, well, I'm gonna be an independent woman come
right.
July.
Right.
And yeah, same, travel more outside the US.
I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
Definitely feel good about it.
but I don't think like, and the reason why I stopped doing like New Year's resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last year I tried to do the whole thing of like, oh, I'm not gonna do this for 30 days. It's stupid. That's dumb. It's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
But more so setting intentions for my year.
Mm-hmm.
And so last year my intention was discipline and just like trying to focus on discipline in every aspect of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, because like when you say, oh, I'm not gonna eat certain foods for this year, I'm not gonna do this, and you eat them once,
right,
failure is like really difficult to take, and so then you just feel like you failed, so it's kind of like, oh, I can just keep going,
right, exactly.
But like if it's an intention, it's like, okay, well, yeah, okay, I stumbled a little bit, but let me be disciplined enough to get back on track,
right,
or let me be disciplined enough to do this, and just like really incorporating that practice into your life versus just like a random resolution.
Yeah, I totally agree, because that one last year was the January I went vegan for a month, and which wasn't bad because I don't eat a lot of meat anyway. Yeah. But when I hit that 2-week mark, I was like, that's when Salt Bae came out. 2 weeks into
I was trying to figure out when he came out, and it's funny that you have a marker in
your
life.
It was 2 weeks into my vegan diet, and he came out, and then, man, that meat looked so juicy. I was like, what the hell? And like, but I did a really good job because I went all the way through with it.
Yeah.
But I learned, like, after that, I was like, I can just kind of transition into being vegan instead of just, like, making a definite decision, like, now, where it's, like, difficult for some people to do. And a lot of people do that. And then also, whenever I did the juicing thing, the 3-day juicing cleanse.
Never.
And so I never made it to the third day. I was so hungry and, like, annoyed, and I had a headache. And I broke that, and I ate, what did I eat? I think I ate Wingstop. Yeah. Ate Wingstop, and I felt really bad. I was like, damn, I have one more day. Just one more day of all these juices, but yeah.
It's difficult. Like, I just feel, one, with anything in life, you're not supposed to just, it doesn't just switch over. Like, from your faith to your work to how you're, anything. It doesn't just happen. So, to like give yourself such a definite thing of like this day starts the new, it's like, no, it's a transition. Right. It has to be gradual.
I think we were kind of trained that way anyway, kind of like built that way because we have all these deadlines that we're supposed to reach, like that we talked about in the previous episodes. Yeah. And so it kind of goes over into our personal lives where even when we think we're not doing it, it's kind of happening subconsciously. So yeah, so that's good. That's really good advice. Take your time, people.
Take your time.
Take your time. Focus on yourself and your journey.
And make realistic expectations for yourself.
And you know what's funny? Yeah. When we told Linda that we were going to make $1 million, she's like, you need to be realistic.
But it's
I was like, I don't need that negativity.
We've been realistic. We've been working to it.
Right. No. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's okay if you guys are like, if people are like, oh, they're bugging you, be realistic. That's another thing. Some of y'all need to be quiet. That should be your New Year's resolution. Right. You got to stop talking so much about everything you're doing and actually do it.
Ooh. No, I felt that on a deep level. Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna do this and that. It's like, all right, boom. What do you have to show for it? Because if somebody was like, oh, you're gonna make $1 million, I'm like, yeah, I'm making $1 million by the end of the year. Yeah. Or at least 500,000. That was my minimum is 500,000. And they're like, oh, how are you gonna do that? I'm like, do you want to see my portfolio? Right. Okay. So, but I'm not going to be over here making portfolio snapshots and being like, you should be doing this. And it's like, no, this is my personal journey. Right. I'm going to do it. Yeah. I'm going to tell people like, yo, you need to get on this. You need to do this. You need to do that. But y'all talk a lot. Some people talk so much. And then it's like 10 years from now, you're just kind of sitting there like, you still talking about this? Yeah, still. I think a lot of people don't know where to start. And one thing that I really like about our little planners that we had, if you want one, hold on. Oh wait, we both can't go. No, but in our planners, we made up planners for our New Year's mixer. It's something simple and cute, just kind of like a goal planner, and we have a quote in the beginning that says, the beginning is the most important part of the work.
And the beginning is also the hardest part of the work because that's when you kind of evaluate everything and then you kind of like set your goal. Isn't it adorable?
Isn't it super adorable?
It is cute. It is portable. You can put it in your purse or your man purse or your titty or your pant pocket. It does not fit in a pant pocket. Anyways, we're not selling these things. That's so obnoxious. But anyways, I mean, a lot of people, like, they're overwhelmed with like the beginning and like all that beginning work that they don't have motivation enough to start.
Yeah.
Or they don't know who to talk to.
Right.
They often and a lot of people start things without including other people or having people that are really important or people that know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And try to do shit on their own and they don't use their resources.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. So I think
you have to properly, and that's the whole thing, like, yes, you have to definitely believe in yourself. You have to set these goals, whatever. But you also have to actively put things into motion. Like, make sure you're surrounded by people who are in the same...
Position yourself.
Thank you. Because you don't want to be out here with people who are going backwards and you're trying to push forward.
Or even if some people are going forwards, but they could be doing something that is not relevant to what you're doing. Yeah. And, even though they're making strides in what they're doing, it does not mean that's going to happen for you. So you have to get around like-minded people and then...
genuinely believe it and see it.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so this is very, like, we're being very, like... No,
but it's not.
It's not. But, like, Diddy posted this thing, and we also have this quote in our planner, but he posted this thing about how, like, the law of attraction and how, like, just not just feeling and thinking or saying, like, but literally believing in your mind, like, not like I'm going to be rich, but like I am rich.
Right.
Like, you attract what you think, what you feel. And then the last thing of that quote it's like trust in the universe and it will guide you in the right direction. After all, it only created you.
Oh,
right. And then it's like in our planner, it's just almost like we we have this quote from Josephine Baker, and it says, you're on the eve of a complete victory. You can't go wrong. The world is behind you. And we were created of all the energies and everything that's going on, whether you believe it or not. But, like, you cannot fail if you really, like, set your intentions and your plans.
Right.
Don't just sit here thinking intentions are going to get you there. You got to plan well and accordingly and set realistic goals. But it can happen.
Yeah.
The world is literally behind you. And if they're not, we are.
Yeah.
We rock. We believe in you. If you're here today, we believe in you.
And that's that for that spiel. But
yeah. So what do you feel like in this new year that you have to fix, though?
Oh, definitely discipline. Definitely discipline and consistency. Because I transitioned from working freelance into working in an agency setting. And it was difficult for me at first because I'm like, damn, I'm used to just, like doing all of this work like in my bed, or I can like stretch out work like throughout the day or do it at night or whatever, and just had to like shift everything into like that 8-hour time block in the day. So that was hard for me. So this year what I want to focus on is discipline and consistency, and just kind of like knowing when to take my mental breaks whenever it comes to that. Because usually sometimes when I don't do anything, it's because I literally am pooped and I don't have
I'm sorry, that was really immature.
No, but I'll have these moments where I'm not doing anything creatively, and it's because I don't have any creative energy in me. But I hadn't learned how to balance all the creative energy, or kind of spread it out, disperse it. Yeah. So that's one thing I'm going to focus on and try to fix this year.
Word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix. I don't know how to put it into words. I've always so there are certain things that I'm naturally inclined to, that I'm good at, and whenever I'm not good at something, I don't do it. I don't like practice, and it's like it frustrates me, and it's not frustrating because I don't like practice or I don't want to be good at it. It frustrates me because it's like not being able to do something. I don't know if it's like a little psychological parental issues. It's like I've always had to be good at this, and that's all they cared about. If I wasn't, I never let them know that I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so like it just kind of followed me. But Will freaking Smith, I was on his Instagram account. Right, his Instagram account is like daily motivation.
Yeah.
But he was just talking about failure and how he actively seeks failure. And it's kind of like he's like you have to fail.
Yeah.
Because that's how you learn, that's how you grow.
Yeah.
And then he's like just like practice. He's like practice is controlled failure. And I was like, oh my God! Like my mind was so blown. I'm like, it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's just also an important thing is like really shifting how you see things. Like before I just saw practice as like this nuisance just kept reminding me how I sucked at something. But
trust me, she tried to get into drawing and she gave up.
But I drew a really good remote.
It was a really good remote. And it was one day and she was like, this is dumb.
But if you shift your mindset and you're like, okay, no, it's not the constant reminder that I suck.
Yeah.
It's just controlled failure to show me how much more I can grow. Perception.
It is.
That's it for me.
Perception. Wow, that's really profound.
I just had a moment.
Yeah. No, that's really good. No, honestly, because I still, it was hard kind of because of my background and like our parents.
Yeah.
Like getting into art, I still tried to be like perfect. Yeah. And I'm like my biggest critic, and like sometimes Joan will be like, "This is done, Winnie." Like, I'm like,
I literally had to like steal paintings out of her room.
Still wet. Like, and so I really. That's really good. That's what I need to focus on too, and also because especially with social media, and I see all these like amazing freaking artists out there.
Yeah.
That I feel like, oh my God, like I am basura. Like,
which is not true.
It's not for where I am, but like, like I'm not that person. I don't have 20 hours a day to paint a picture. Yeah. Like I don't know what they went through or what they're going through, and so what I need to learn is just not focus on that. Yeah. And be patient and try to focus on myself and not worry about anybody else's journey. Yeah. Because everybody's gonna be different.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really good. Perception. What'd I say?
Discipline.
Yep.
You need both.
Yeah, perception and discipline, for sure.
But leaving 2017, going into 2018, that's it for us. And we hope that you guys feel inspired to do the same, and not be so hard on yourselves and set realistic expectations for yourselves. Yeah. And drop us a message if you ever feel like you have a question or concerned, or what would we do, because we always do the best thing.
We don't, but
I definitely don't.
I thought you said never mind. I thought you were about to say I definitely do, but
no. Yeah, I am a professional self-sabotager.
Yeah, I just talked to Linda about this because she is too. She's like, I know.
Linda has become very good at accepting.
No, and she's like, I know. She's like, I know this about myself. She's like, I understand. But you know who's like that too? Tiffany's like that too. She's like, I know. She's like, I know I sound stupid, but
you have to be aware. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna pretend that it doesn't exist, that's even worse. But at least I'm aware of my self-sabotage, especially when it comes to like, you know what? Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think either I'm really weird, which I am actually, but
no, you're not weird.
No, I'm an awkward individual. Okay. But why is it that when somebody wants to try out for the team, shoot your shot, make it, and you put them on the roster, why do they decide to not play?
Oh no! What? Oh no! Do you?
And I was like, and because bless you, or
I burped.
I don't know. Yeah, no. Because I'm the person I am, and I just don't let things go. I'm always like, wait, it sounded like a long message, like this long. Like, what's wrong with you individuals? Not that I've actively not done this, but I'm just wondering, like, by the way, I'm moving to London to find my future husband.
No, he's there.
Reggie,
we
I'm coming for you, babe. Listen to this.
He said, hopefully he listens to this. Yes. Yeah, he will. We're going to London, guys.
This is just a weird. This is like a weird bunny trail that we just took.
Yeah. No, but with that, I think I don't know. I try to figure it out because I don't know. Because usually, I think we're the type of people that when we shoot our shots, it's a serious shot. I think sometimes people shoot their shot
just to shoot.
They shoot multiple.
Controlled failure.
They shoot multiple, and then one makes
practicing.
it. Okay, facts. Yeah, practice it. So I think whenever it's it happens,
then they're like, wait,
this is happening,
right?
And then they realize that they're not ready.
Okay.
There wasn't what you shoot at the gym. It was outside on the.
They were on a tarp. I don't know what I just said.
We tried to take it
somewhere. It went nowhere.
Anyways,
but
that's that.
And
for Undocumented, our goals are 1, to make money. 2,
we get the bag and what is it? Tumble it.
You get the bag and tumble it.
No, we get the bag and.
No, you get the bag and tumble it. I get the bag and flip it and double it.
No, flip it and double it.
Mm-mm. You get the bag and tumble it.
I get the bag and flip it and fumble it. Yeah.
No, you don't fumble
it. You get the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Yay. That's it.
Tumble it?
Tumble it.
I don't know. Well,
I mean, think about it. Well, Quavo is against.
What? Okay. Anyway, so I know we keep talking about money. So we're not really vain, or we just want to get rich so that we can do stuff. We just don't want to be rich and just be on tumble it. Good job. So yeah, I mean, so don't get deterred away from this. So 1, make money. 2, just kind of
increase our subscribers. On YouTube and iTunes.
Definitely reach out to more people, because we've been getting a lot of people saying that they can relate with our story and just they're glad that this platform is out there. And then 3, keep our episodes under 45 minutes. So we are at 30 right now.
So that means 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we have, and the 4th is also like potentially get into like a studio. So I mean, we think that we give you guys good quality in terms of like video production and some sound.
But we draw our eyebrows on
every single time. You see the highlight. Yours is popping. God, I think it's because you have the dark.
Yeah. Don't.
I'm jealous. I have this.
Joe, it's okay. They don't know. Anyways, so we want to get into the studio.
Better sound quality, better video quality for you guys, but still just kind of giving you the best, and hopefully you just keep sharing this with your friends, your family members. Your peoples. And yeah, so there's that. But next thing's up.
Did you put your phone on airplane mode?
I sure did it, but nobody's texted me, so.
No, but it did that last time without even doing it. All right, so next
up, did we do anything fun over the weekend? Actually, we did. Bruh, first of all, first things first, this whole cyclone bomb freezing across the eastern seaboard is ridiculous. The other day, in the middle of the night, guess how many degrees it was? 3. Trace.
It wasn't in the middle of the night, Joan. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. It was 6 a.m. It was 3 degrees.
3 degrees in North Carolina. And if you know North Carolina, it was 60 degrees on Christmas.
I was outside for literally less than 5 minutes, and I swear to you, I had frostbite.
No, that's what they're saying. They were like,
it was crazy.
In some areas in the eastern, whatever, in the east, it's colder than Mars. So you can get frostbite in 10 to 20 minutes.
Nuts.
So you probably almost did get frostbite because that's actually a thing now.
That's crazy. Yeah, I could not feel my fingers. It was nuts. Yeah.
But
anyways, so that's
where were we going with this? Oh yeah, so we had our New Year's mixer. That was cute.
That was cute.
And then we went to hang out with some of our friends at Solus because it was the Kappa's Founders Day.
Yeah, it was.
That was a ton of fun.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Maybe we didn't do a lot this weekend.
No, that was pretty much it. And then what happened Saturday? Oh, we went to my sister is part of this organization, and they want to give African mothers essentials. A lot of, there's almost everybody that if you're in Africa, you know that the health system is pretty fucked. So I should try to watch my mouth. Nah.
2019.
No, right. So mothers will go to the hospital and they'll have babies, and they literally will have to take the baby home in the clothes that they came in. So if they came in the wrap, they'll have the child wrapped in that and go home. The baby has no bed, no diapers, no clothes, no like nothing at all. So they put together this organization, and they're trying to send some care baskets back home where they have like, blankets that are thick enough to be like a mattress if need be, like clothes, diapers, sanitary pads for the mothers, and so on and so forth. So we went to that on Saturday, and I sold the painting, which is awesome. So and half those proceeds are going to that organization. So definitely check out.
What's
Game?
It's
Game GAME, Giving African Mothers Essentials, and I'll put the link or whatever right there, so you guys can go donate for. It's a really good cause.
Great
definitely
cause.
need it. So we did that on Saturday, and Sunday just chilled.
Yeah. No, but that's important also. Like I forgot that we did that, but it's important because a lot of times, like for me, healthcare has become really important, and especially back home. Like it's always been a big thing for my sister, but after my mom died, it's just like we don't properly equip our doctors, our hospitals, anything with a proper education, 2, resources. And so I think it's really important that as many people as possible get involved with things like this, just because it affects us all. That was dope.
One of my dreams is to build I know French Montana built a hospital, but I want to build a hospital and also kind of like help the health system in general, because we have amazing doctors, and that's what Africans don't realize. Like, we literally have all the resources we need, and we have the people, and like we're really smart, and just the education portion is just not cohesive with everything else, you know. So that's definitely one of my biggest
it's important
goals,
that we go back.
Yeah, no,
and that's why I was so happy when Ghana's president gave that speech in front of the French president. And he was like, we're taking back our young people. He was like, we have the most resources in the whole world. We have the youngest, Africa's the youngest country that exists. Africa has the youngest workforce, generationally, we're the youngest and actually the healthiest, everything.
But Africa's also huge though, and the
exactly. So how come we are not taking over? And it's like we have forgotten. Once I became okay with going back home, I was like, okay, boom. But now seeing more people wanting to go back, and it's like, how can we change the infrastructure? How can we redevelop?
Right.
And that's another reason why we want $1 million. It's it's not just so we can be buying fur jackets and stuff like that, but $1 million goes a long way. It's not a lot of money when it comes to actually impacting global change, but it goes a long way to start.
It does. It does.
And so definitely support GAME and all the things that they're doing. It's important.
So that's that. World news.
World recap. Okay, so I just thought about this when we were talking. And so unless you've been living under a rock, you have heard about the whole Me Too is it campaign? It's like an
initiative.
Movement?
Yeah, movement.
And that's basically about people just kind of raising their hand to say that they've also been a victim of sexual harassment or rape or inappropriate situations. Golden Globes were a Sunday or so ago, and everybody wore black and solidarity and all these different things. And so I was watching
last night.
That was last night, yeah. I was just following on like Instagram and Twitter, and I low-key started crying. Not even low-key, I started crying. And not even just because I'm a sap, but just like a window into like personal life. I have never been raped. I'm not allowed to say that. But my mom is a victim of like rape.
Yeah.
Or was. And so it's just like, it was really crazy. It was really like, it hit me really hard because it was like, dang, this is so awesome to see all these men and women come out and saying these things because, and then it came out that like the originators of this movement were actually like women who were undocumented working in like migrant workers and who were like housekeepers or cleaning buildings and stuff like that, who had just been sexually harassed or raped and never said anything because of the fact that they didn't want to lose their jobs or get deported or whatever. And you know, my mom was raped when she was in Africa, but she was like the daughter of a pastor, and she was in this community, and then she got pregnant from it, and she had to, and then whenever she gave birth to her son, even though like he was kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel, she wasn't allowed to be his mom. Like he was taken away from her, and it's just like all these different things of like the stories of people who come from our community and our culture who probably have experienced the same things and have never had the opportunity to say like, I've been through this. And like a lot of healing can come from, I know my mom felt like a sense of healing probably whenever she like her faith grew and all these different things, and she married my dad and she had her kids. But like the first time I saw my mom cry was when my brother committed suicide. And so, and I know that it was hard for her because she never got a chance to raise him, and because of that life he ended up killing himself. And it's like, I think it's super important that not only do we, us Africans living here in the US and also who have ties back home, not only do we see it as like, oh yeah, we're changing the culture, but like remembering that our culture also compounds on that to another level, where we deliberately silence people, or because like, oh, we're so surrounded around faith that we don't let people, I mean, in a sense, be their best selves. I don't know. And so like I started, because I was like, I don't know if my mom ever had peace about it, or like she ever got the chance to like say it out loud to the point where she was like, okay, I feel like it's off my chest, or like forgave herself, because a lot of times we make people feel like it's their fault. And so I think that for me, like before I was like, okay, this is really great. I didn't realize like the magnitude that niggas were acting out.
I mean, whenever, and it's crazy that you say that, because like in Africa, like sex crimes or like sexual harassment is kind of a norm, because it's a patriarchal like whole like continent, and it's hard for us to go back as women because we're not viewed, well, not like in the majority, we're not viewed as somebody that can be in power, or it's different for you for the Ashanti tribe because the women, but like in other countries, like women are kind of like at the bottom of the totem pole. You just have babies, you're there for sex, and like the men are the ones that rule everything. So whenever somebody gets raped or, you know, sexually harassed, or like,
it's not considered that.
No, it's not at all. Like I know my parents, well, not my parents, like my dad's family, like my mom's in-laws, they couldn't stand her because she was like very, like, you know how she is, like she would tell you how she feels, and like she, of course, like with women, we're kind of treated, we're like, you know, you respect the men eat first, whatever, so they couldn't stand her, and like whenever she went to visit, they would just like be rude and like, you know, and just like really insensitive towards her. And there was one time she cooked, and like there's like, it's, I guess the East African form of like fufu. So she made that, and like they did something like to piss her off. You know, they were okay about it. She came, she took it, and she threw it on the ground.
It's funny how similar our moms are, bro.
She could. And Martha told me that story. I was like, yo, I'm shocked that you're telling me this, but I can totally see it. But like women are viewed as that. So whenever it comes to something like that, even if it's like even with the mothers, like you go, you have your baby, you go home, you good. Like, you still gotta wake up and cook tomorrow, go, you know,
do your thing, shorty.
Exactly. So yeah, it's definitely, we definitely forget about it because nobody really says anything about it, and it's, that's nuts. But
it's crazy. But I think like there are so many good things about like just speaking your truth, and that's why sometimes that's why I get so upset when people lie about it, because there are people who have actually been through this, who have either died with that feeling and never being able to come to terms with it, or who are currently living with it and don't feel comfortable. Right. I've never been physically assaulted, but the things have been said to me where I'm like, this isn't appropriate. But like, I can't imagine in my whole life just like being taken over and not being able to defend myself. Yeah. And then at the end of that, still not being able to like
say anything about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess the world recap from that sense is like, you know, men, listen, because it's important that we have these conversations. That's why I appreciate one of our friends, Jeffrey's, like every time these things come up, he'll have these conversations. He'll talk about like how he personally has done certain things. Or even when we had that conversation with Sam, and he was like, yeah, I've done that. It's like, oh, okay. And it's nice to have these conversations, and we need to, because if we don't, these things will just keep happening, and they'll keep happening even after conversations are had. They'll become a norm. Yeah, but at least now it's like, oh, it's in the open. We know what to do about it.
Right. This is not okay.
Yeah. But okay.
Very heavy. Yeah.
So moving on to
you want a refill?
Yeah, give me a refill. I need a drink. I haven't eaten anything today.
Yeah, same. Actually, yeah, I did.
I'm a little heavy, actually. But so moving on, something not as heavy. I think this is hilarious, by the way. What I'm about to say, not what we just talked about. I genuinely, like, when I told Winnie about it, I died laughing. So Iran has banned English from its primary schools. And I think that's hilarious, because English just became the national language of the world, like maybe 10 years ago.
Was it 10 years?
Because before it was French.
But English is hard though, so I don't
blame nobody for not wanting to learn it. But but they banned it because they were saying because even before their Persian language or their Persian rooted language, kids are learning English. And it's like, no, this is your culture. This is who you are. This is the language you speak. Yeah. This is what you sound like. This is the language you're going to learn. And then after the fact, in secondary school, if you want to learn English, you can. But English is not going to be your base. No. And I thought that was hilarious, but I think that's so important.
That is important.
Because as somebody who barely speaks their language, and even now when I'm around people who are speaking, like, they'll pick on me. They'll be like, yeah, John understands Tree, she doesn't speak it. And I'm like, it's just so hard for me. Like, everything I hear, I respond in English, even when I was back home.
No, like, when my parents went back home, my dad will, like, make it a point to talk to me, and I'll answer back in English. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna sound like this is insensitive, like a Mexican trying to speak English. Like,
no, that was very sensitive. Let's try this again. Like, going to sound like an American trying to speak. What's your language?
Tessa.
Okay, exactly. That's it.
See, I didn't know that. Like, you know, and like stuff like that. Like, I was insensitive to that, but now I know. But thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mexico.
I'm weak.
No, I truly am. I'm so sorry. I don't know. See, this is why I don't know why I podcast, because this is why I don't talk to people, because shit like this runs through my mind. I'm like, but American trying to speak my language, so it's a terrible thing. Terrible thing.
It's a Babylon thing.
It's a Babylon thing. Yeah, we need to hit up Chick-fil-A, because I'm kind of hungry.
Ooh. All right, so boom. That's our world recap for today. Last but not least, about world recap. In 2001, there was like a series of like natural disasters in El Salvador. And so the U.S. government granted temporary protected status to El Salvadorans to come to the U.S. and, live, work because of what was going on. And so Trump has now given El Salvadorians till 2019, January 1st, to get out of the U.S. Because he said it's over. So now for...
No, not now for... What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I'm really shocked that I have the same reaction to every single thing that happens, because you don't think it can get worse than what it was, but it keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. I don't understand.
It's just okay. So if I had to play devil's advocate, I understand the logic behind the move. It was temporary protected status in 2001. It's been 18 years. But my thing is this: it's like, whenever you're dealing with immigration and people's lives,
right?
This is not just like
This is 18 years.
It's not just like a whimsical thing that it was like, oh, it's 3 months now, you have to leave. It's like, okay, they haven't adapted that much to being in the U.S., but people have raised children to now that from birth to legal age, people have probably established lives. If you're going to deal with something like immigration and reestablishing a whole brand new life, you have to understand that some people are not going to be able to integrate back into that country, especially the children who are raised here. So it's like, if you're going to give one option, you have to give the other.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, if you have been in the U.S. for this term of time, this portion of time, you've done everything you need to do, here's a process where you can stay here if El Salvador is not something that you recognize as your home anymore.
Right.
That's like my biggest thing. It's, you can't just tell people get out.
Right.
Because, okay, so I read this article about this guy. He was in Mexico, and he was at his restaurant, and the waiter kept switching from like Spanish to English. Like, he couldn't continuously keep speaking Spanish. And so eventually the guy was like, is everything okay? Like, you can just speak to me in English. And he was like, sorry. He's like, I actually was born in the U.S., but illegally. No, he wasn't born. He was like born here, but then went to the U.S. right when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. So he was a DACA recipient. Mm-hmm. And then he got like a traffic ticket and got deported. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I never know anything other than the U.S. Wow. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure things out. And it's like, these are people's lives you're dealing with. And I guess, and the thing about policy and politics is you can't look at every individual case, but at least look at majority cases. Though. It's not realistic for you to be like, you have to just get out. Right. It doesn't make any sense.
18 years. 3 years, okay.
It's just like, you've been here long enough, you can go back and figure it out.
And it's like 2019, that's literally next year. You're giving somebody a year. Like, that's not realistic. I can't. I can't do it. But anyways.
But
he's not the only person making those decisions, so you can't really solely be mad at him.
I mean, according to him, he's like very smart. Verbatim, that's what he said.
Verbatim.
Like very smart. But yeah, that's it for World Recap.
Anyways.
We're not doing Songs of the Week anymore.
We're not?
No, because YouTube don't want us to be great.
Oh, true. Damn it. Okay.
So,
we'll just have a playlist on our site, and I guess
Spotify. We'll put it in the description in the video.
Just put it up there every week, I guess. Damn. Yeah, no, facts. Because literally, guys, every single video has been flagged by YouTube. Mm-hmm. And one got threatened to get taken down, and I had to re-edit that.
We almost got a lawsuit over some DeVito. But anyways, so next week we have a guest on our show.
One guest?
Two guests.
Yeah.
Next we have 2 guests on our show. We're really excited. We're really excited about this season. This whole season we have a lot of guests.
Yeah, we do.
And we just thank you guys so much for rocking with us.
Yeah, I wanted to be a part of the movement. Okay.
We were destined for fame, and we're just glad that you're on board. You're on board with us. For sure. No, genuinely, we are really thankful. If you're not following on YouTube, subscribe.
Yeah.
Same on iTunes. Share with your friends. And
follow us on Insta, and then we also have like a lot of events planned.
A lot of them.
So yeah, look forward to that. We look forward to seeing you guys. We love you. We believe in you.
Let's make this 2018 a great one.
Cheers.
I should have had a song ready so we could just extra. I was gonna say extra.
What? I mean, we're at 50 minutes. 5 minutes over. That's
not bad.
That's not bad. I think next week we can reel it in. Totes do a good job.
But so let's just go out to somebody that I hope I have as good as a 2018 as she's had of a 2017 and 18.
You think we're gonna get flagged for this?
Cardi's with us.
Your bitch want party with Cardi. Cardi a body in a Rari. Diamonds all over my body, shining all over my body. Cardi got your bitch on Molly. Bitch, you ain't gang, you lame. Billy truck laying the lane. Blow up the brain. I go insane. I drop a check on the chain. Fuck up a check in the flame. Cardi took your man, you upset. Cardi got rich, they upset. Yeah. Cardi put the pussy on offset. Cardi be brain on offset. Cardi took your man, you upset. Cardi got rich, they upset. Yeah. Cardi put the pussy on offset. Cardi be brain on offset. Who got this motherfucker started?